what's going on? It's MassiveJoes RAW review, and I'm coming to you from MassiveJoes.com. Awesome! Raw review for the viewers at home today on the all-new, unique recompositioning and hardening supplement from our good friends at Core Nutritionals. It is, of course, Core Hard Extreme in the house. Let's get straight into it, show you guys exactly what's in it, tell you exactly what it's going to do. Tiny tub, tiny nutritional information panel, ain't gonna get it done. We about to go balls deep in this here Core Hard Extreme. Luckily, got ourselves a big ass nutritional information panel for the viewers at home. But actually, before we go balls deep, let me firstly say that this raw review is on Core Hard Extreme, the powdered Australian exclusive version of Core Hard, which is available in capsule form in the US of A and internationally. So this is on the powdered version, the Australian exclusive. That's what we're about to go balls deep in, which varies slightly to the original Core Hard. It's actually a new and improved version of the capsule form of Core Hard. This here Core Hard Extreme. Let's go balls deep. Starting from the top. Got yourself serving size 3 scoops. The 3 scoops adds up to a 5 gram serving size. Got yourself about 28 of them 3 scoop 5 gram bitches in one of these 28 serve Core Hard Extreme bitches. And that is something that we do need to explore a little bit, because a serve is 3 scoops. It's not a serve per scoop. So you've got 28 3 scoop serves. You've actually got 84 scoops. The serving is broken down into 3 scoops because the way to take it, and we'll get to this when we go how it tastes, how it mixes, and the effects, is to take it 3 times a day. So 1 serve per day, but 3 scoops per day, and it's going to last you 28 days or 4 weeks, if that's not confusing enough. Moving right along, being an Australian exclusive supplement, the label is going to meet Australian regulations, so we got the full macro breakdown. Not that it matters because the zeros across the board. Then we get into the nitty gritty, the interesting stuff, starting from the top. First ingredient in this here Core Hard Extreme is the ashwagandha extract. No normal ashwagandha extracts, the KSM 66 registered trademark patented version of the full spectrum ashwagandha extract, the best ashwagandha we have seen thus far, in a 600 milligram dose. That's a massive dose of the KSM 66, man. KSM 66 has been popping up a lot recently. Ashwagandha has been popping up a lot recently. For viewers at home who are unaware, ashwagandha is what we call an adaptogenic herb. So it helps to maintain homeostasis hormonally with your body. And this here ashwagandha, this KSM, the best ashwagandha we've seen thus far, in addition, actually helps lower cortisol and blunt cortisol response. So it's gonna almost prevent the cortisol, which is your stress hormone, from getting too out of control, from getting too elevated. And obviously, if you can keep cortisol under control, man, that's half the battle when you're trying to make yourself some gains. Moving right along, we then continue with the cortisol modulating effect of this Core Hard Extreme, and we move on to phosphatidylserine in a 50%, standardized for 50%, in the 500 milligram dose. That's a full clinical dose of the phosphatidylserine, aka the PS. Also gonna reduce cortisol, actually modulates cortisol and reduces stress response, and in addition is gonna help increase recovery as well. So you've got the ashwagandha extract in combination with the PS, which are really both designed to keep your cortisol levels in check, man. You don't want high cortisol levels, because high cortisol levels is really bad for gains and can not good for when you're trying to recomposition, when you're trying to build muscle and reduce body fat. You want to try and keep your cortisol levels in check. So that's what the ashwagandha and the phosphatidylserine are doing in this here Core Hard Extreme. Moving right along. The next ingredient in this Core Hard Extreme, we're looking at the pomegranate extract, standardized for 40% ellagic acid in a 500 milligram dose. That's a big dose of pomegranate extract as well, especially considering that standardization. Pomegranate extract, of course, is an antioxidant Going to help keep free radicals under control. Combine that with the next ingredient, your white button mushroom extract, standardized for 30% polysaccharides, also in a 500 milligram dose. This has got to be one of the coolest ingredients in this Core Hard Extreme. And I've actually never seen this particular extract used in any supplement before that I've come across. And I'm a big fan of it because it does a couple of things. The white button mushroom extract, the first thing it does is it increases immune response. So it almost acts, there's actually a lot of studies done on white button mushroom extract in particular and different variations of it that show it to be anti-carcinogenic. So anti-cancerous or almost, without going out there and making stupid claims, preventing cancer. But let's just go with anti-carcinogenic. That's the first thing. So you get elevated immune response. The second thing is you also get the inhibition of the aromatization enzyme. So the enzyme that's responsible for converting testosterone into estrogen, you get inhibition of that enzyme, so preventing that enzyme from working. So you get elevated testosterone, lowered estrogen. The third thing, white button mushroom extract, and I know keen viewers of Raw reviews and other MassiveJoes videos would already know, it yields CLA. Conjugated linoleic acid, which is a fatty acid, essential fatty acid, that actually encourages your body to use stored body fat as energy. Doesn't get much better than that from an ingredient point of view. Moving right along, throwing my shit all over the place down here. You've then got L-theanine in a 300 milligram dose. That's a whopping dose of L-theanine. L-theanine is found naturally in tea. In particular, tea leaves, going to increase dopamine, increase serotonin, and as a consequence of increasing dopamine and serotonin, which are your feel-good hormones, man, they make you feel real nice. The kind of effect of having an increase in dopamine and serotonin is a reduction in anxiety and also a reduction in stress, and almost as a side effect is also a further reduction in cortisol. Moving right along, we've then got 3,3-dindol methane, aka DIM, in a 200 milligram dose. That's a big dose of DIM in there as well. That in particular, and pretty much the only point of putting DIM in here, is once again to inhibit the aromatase enzyme. Inhibiting the aromatase enzyme, increase free testosterone, reduce estrogen, in particular reduce bad estrogen, puts you in the ideal hormonal profile for building lean muscle and losing body fat. And then finally, moving right along, we've got N-coumarol dopamine in the 40 milligram dose. This is really cool. It upregulates your beta-2 adrenergic receptor, which in turn increases your mTOR, which in turn increases your protein synthesis. Got yourself some artificial colors, artificial flavors. And that's what's in it. So it's very unique. And I did say at the start of the Raw review that it's being marketed as a recompositioning and hardening agent. There's supplements on the market that do make those claims and are pixie dusted with a lot of ingredients that I guess if you put a case forward could be used for hardening and recomposition and all of those things, but they'll usually throw like some acetyl-L-carnitine, usually throw some stimulants, caffeine in particular, in there and call it a recompositioning and hardening agent. Doug Miller, CEO of Core Nutritionals, said, "F that." I don't know if Doug really said that, but let's just say that he did. He said, we're actually going to make a recomp and hardening supplement that is going to do just that. And that's why you've got this full spectrum of unique ingredients. We've never seen a bunch of these ingredients before, never ever seen these ingredients used in conjunction with each other. You've got the effect of reducing cortisol, reducing stress hormones. If you can reduce stress hormones, you're naturally going to be able to build more lean muscle mass and lose more body fat. You've then got that in combination with antioxidants to reduce free radicals. You've got that white button mushroom extract in there, which not only is going to have incredible effects for increasing immune function, but also yield CLA and is also going to be anti-aromatase, so it's going to help hormonally as well. You combine that with your L-theanine in there, which is going to help you feel real good, anti-anxiety, and also indirectly reduce cortisol levels. It's really if you were to plan a supplement from a blueprinting perspective and said, what sort of things can we do that are actually from a hormonal perspective going to allow us to build as much lean muscle as possible, reduce as much body fat as possible, and put our body in a state where we're giving it the absolute best chance to get as hard and as recomposition, meaning more muscle mass, less body fat as possible. This Core Hard Extreme is effectively what you come up with. In terms of how it tastes, how it mixes, comes at the moment in only one flavor. Comes in pineapple strawberry, which has almost become like a Core Nutritionals exclusive flavor. Pineapple strawberry ABC. Woo! Go on with your big self. The best flavor ABC we have seen thus far. Completely outsells every other flavor of ABC, and if you've tried it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So Core has taken that flavor system and switched it over to this here Hard Extreme. Got myself a brand spanking new tub of this Core Nutritionals Hard Extreme. Gonna open this bitch, man. Bro punch this bitch in, of course, with a 2-finger bro punch. Find me the scoop find me the scoop on top, because you know Doug Miller's not here to spiders, man. And there it is, sitting right on top right there. Gonna grab myself 1 scoop of this here Core Nutritionals Hard Extreme. Got the infamous MassiveJoes Takes and Mixability test about to go down. Got the infamous MassiveJoes Double Wall Glass about to go down. 1 scoop of the Core Hard Extreme. Throw this bitch in this bitch. And let it rain, let it rain. It's raining very slowly as well. Few flicks of the wrist with a spoon. I'm gonna show you guys how it mixes. I'm gonna refresh my memory on how this Core Hard Extreme tastes, man. That's enough. Check that out. No clumps, no floaters, no sinkers. There's a couple of bubbles on top because I mixed that shit too damn fast. But as you guys can see, you can mix it in a blender bottle if you want, but I would go so far as to say blender bowl is not required for this here Core Hard Extreme. Let me refresh my memory on how this pineapple strawberry tastes, man. It's definitely, it's exactly the pineapple strawberry flavor system that's used Core ABC, which is absolutely delicious. The one thing, to be completely honest with you viewers at home, that the Core Hard Extreme varies from the ABC. The initial flavor is pineapple strawberry ABC down to a point, but then as you drink it, you do get quite a unique aftertaste. It's very difficult to describe. I can't really parallel it to anything, but it's quite a, you know that is a Core Hard Extreme aftertaste once you've tried it the first time, because it's very unique. It's not necessarily a bad aftertaste, but it is a significant aftertaste. Like I said, you know that that's the Core Hard Extreme aftertaste. It's very characteristic. It almost tastes like, I want to say it's like a mushroom aftertaste, but it's not. It doesn't taste anything like a mushroom aftertaste. It's got to be, I'm not 100% sure. It's got to be a combination of the ingredients in there that give you quite a strange aftertaste. But the initial taste is fine. It's no problem to drink. It's definitely from a hormonal supplement point of view, and viewers at home who take hormonal supplements, in particular test boosters or estrogen blockers in powdered form, will know that they can be some of the most disgusting tasting supplements on the planet, man. The Core Hard Extreme is actually quite pleasant to drink in terms of the effects. Because that's what you're taking the shit for, man. You're taking this shit because you're trying to get recomposition, you're trying to build some muscle, lose some body fat, you're trying to get hard, man. That's what it's about. It's about getting hard. With this here Core Hard Extreme. Couple of things I gotta say to kind of set the scene. I used this Core Hard Extreme throughout my entire prep for the IFBB Men's Physique Amateur Olympia this year. So I used it for, well, not the entire prep, I used it for the last 12 weeks of the prep. So I prepped for about 16 weeks, used it for the last 12 weeks. And Dilip can actually, Dilip should do this right now. I should throw some photos up that I posted on social media throughout the prep. And I got to say that during this prep, I achieved my best condition by far. And the hardness and the tightness was definitely the best that I've achieved by far. Now, I'm not saying that's completely due down to the core hard extreme. Obviously, you know, the more you compete, the better you get at prepping, the better you are going to get at how you look during a contest prep. But I think definitely the core hard extreme did have a lot to do with it. In terms of what I personally experienced, apart from the physical effects of actually getting harder, maintaining more muscle tissue, being able to lose more body fat, what I actually felt with the core hard extreme was just during this prep in particular, I've never felt as good as I did as deep into a prep. Usually when I get like 8 weeks out, 6 weeks out, 4 weeks out, 2 weeks out, I feel like shit. I feel absolutely horrible, and viewers at home who compete would know exactly what I'm talking about. I've never felt as good for as long during a prep as I did during this prep taking the core hard extreme, because I really think the modulation of the cortisol, you got to remember when you're prepping as well and you're taking a lot of stimulants, caffeine in particular and other stimulants, is they're going to increase cortisol as a nature of the mechanism by which they work. So anything you can do to decrease cortisol levels while you're intaking a lot of stimulants during something like a prep, or if you take a lot of stimulants in general, doing something to reduce your cortisol is just generally going to make you feel a lot better. Obviously the theanine in there, boosting the dopamine, boosting the serotonin is going to help that effect as well. But I think from an actual, what I felt, apart from the physical effects point of view, I just felt a lot better for a lot longer during this prep, and much better than I felt at different markers, 10 weeks out, 8 weeks out, 6 weeks out, 4 weeks out, 2 weeks out, than I've ever felt during a prep before. That's my personal experience on it. Pretty much everybody at MJHQ has been taking this stuff as soon as it dropped. I got it ahead of time, of course, as a beta tester. That's why I was able to take it for the last 12 weeks during my prep. But since it's dropped in Australia, pretty much everyone at MJHQ has been on it, and the feedback we've had has just been phenomenal. Just in terms of what I just mentioned, how you feel when you're taking the supplement, but then the physical effects, how you look while taking the supplement. Of course, granted, you have to be dieting, training, doing cardio, doing what you would normally do to help recomp, to help build more muscle mass and lose more body fat. But if you're doing that and you're taking the core hard extreme in addition to that, the feedback we've had from everybody at MJHQ and everybody that's used the supplement so far that's bought it has been absolutely phenomenal. In terms of some of the side effects, there has been a couple of things that we do have to take note of. The first one is, I didn't personally experience it, but a couple of people at MJHQ that are using the supplement have experienced it, is it can almost dehydrate you a little bit, and what the side effect of that is the color of your wee can change. So a couple of users of the core hard extreme that work here at MJHQ have noticed that their wee has gone kind of like a yellow or an amber color while taking the core hard extreme. We ran that past CEO of Core Nutritionals, Doug Miller, and he said it's probably got to do with the increased protein synthesis, which is demanding more water from your body, so you almost dehydrate a little bit. So if you do experience that while taking the core hard extreme, bump your water intake up and you should get your urine to go clear, and that is a good indication of you being very well hydrated. The other thing is that we actually measured the scoop size. Now, keeping in mind that with this core hard extreme, the serving size is 3 scoops, and 3 scoops should be 5 grams. What we did, I had to grab the lid. What we did is we measured the 1 level scoop, and it works out to be about 2 grams. So if you're taking the three scoops, the 3 level scoops, you're actually gonna take a little bit too much core hard extreme. You're gonna be taking about 6 grams instead of 5 grams. So we recommend using about 3/4 of a level scoop 3 times a day. Now, in terms of dosing, because this was something that we discussed a lot at MassiveJoes as well. What I did during my prep, how I dosed the core hard extreme, was I would take 1 scoop first thing in the morning post cardio. I'd take 1 scoop pre-workout, which for me most nights is about 6:30 or 7 p.m. And then I take 1 scoop just before bed, which for me most nights is about midnight. So they weren't evenly spaced. It was morning and then night, pre-workout, and then before bed, which was night again. You can either do that, or ideally you want to evenly space it throughout the day. So first thing in the morning, midday, and then before you go to bed. So if you can keep the kind of spacing between doses as even as possible, that's going to be ideal. If you're like me and you just like timing supplements so that they're easy to remember to take, then first thing in the morning with all of your morning supplements, pre-workout with all of your pre-workout supplements, and then before bed with all of your before bed supplements is probably the best way to do it. And that's why I did it that way, because if I didn't do it that way, I'd probably forget to take that midday dose on multiple occasions. And then finally, the last thing that I want to say about this Core Hard Extreme, man, before wrapping up, is because there's nothing in there that directly is going to boost testosterone in itself as a test booster, it can be taken by both fellas and pussycats. So guys and girls can take it, and guys and girls are going to get the same results from it. The decreased cortisol, the increased feeling of well-being, the increased testosterone, the decreased estrogen that's going to put you in the best hormonal position to recomp, to build more muscle tissue and lose more body fat, man. I got to say, we have seen in the worldwide market, but in the Australian market in the past, a bunch of these hardening agents, which really have been nothing more than kind of pixie dusted with ingredients that aren't really gonna harden at all. And I think Doug Miller has really come through with the goods. CEO of Core Nutritionals, Doug Miller, has really come through with the goods in putting together a very unique, a very novel supplement that is actually, once again, granted that you are dieting correctly, training correctly, doing cardio correctly, is really going to give you that missing piece of the puzzle to help you recomposition, to help you harden, to help you really tighten up, and at the same time also reset stimulant tolerances for people that are using a lot of stimulants. Man, it really doesn't get much better for that. If you're looking for a new supplement to add to your supplement stack that's just going to help recomp, help you harden up, man, you got to give this all new Core Nutritionals Core Hard Extreme a shot. Guys, hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, man. Stay up to date with all the latest editions of MassiveJoes RAW review and all the other deliciousness in our YouTube channel. And guys, that is MassiveJoes RAW review on the all new Core Hard Extreme in the house. And I'm coming to you from MassiveJoes.com. Stay massive.